Hello all. This is a small video explanation on blended learning task. Let us discuss the general description of the case study. There is a village which has a small power plant having a power production of P kilowatt, uh, and the power production is by using the solar irradiance of Q megajoules per meter square hour at a temperature of operating temperature of T degrees centigrade. Now, the values for this power production or shaft power production, the solar irradiance and the operating temperature of solar irradiance can be taken from this data. And this data is like this. You have to select any value between 8 and 15 inclusive both in a step of 1. It means you can take either 8 kilowatt or 9 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt or 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 or 15. You cannot take any in between value. So you will select one value for shaft power. Similarly, you will have to select any one value between 4 and 8 in step of 0.5 megajoules per meter square hour. For example, you can select 4 or 4.5 or 5 or 5.5, etc. And operating temperature of solar irradiance is between 90 and 98 in step of 1. So you can take either 90 or 91 or 92 or 93 or etc. up to 98. You cannot take any in between value. Suppose if I want to take 90.5, it is not possible. You can select only 90 or 91. Any value that is selected not in this range, in this step, will not be considered for the valuation. So for example, you have selected a value of, for example, 9 kilowatt of shaft power and 5 megajoules per meter square of solar irradiance and operating temperature of, for example, 95 degrees centigrade. Now, keeping all these three values, go back to your description of the case study, replace these values like P value, Q value and T value, and you will read the power, you read once again this description like a small power plant in a village produces 10 kilowatt of useful shaft power and ask from Bahrain Polytechnic student to help, etc. Solar irradiance of 5 megajoules per meter square hour, etc. up to operates at 95 degrees centigrade. Like that, you have to proceed. So you will take P value, Q value, and T value from this table in the given range only. Once you have selected P value, Q value, and T value, you go ahead with the proposed task to be incorporated in this report. Your report should contain information with regards to these tasks. For example, you have to show a technical assumption or assumptions that must be made in this analysis. For example, this is a task on solar engine, solar heat engine. Solar heat engine requires high temperature and low temperature. High temperature is already taken here, and low temperature is not given to you. So you have to show some assumption that what should be the low possible temperature if at all you are given a chance to incorporate to install this solar heat engine in Bahrain. So you have to select, there is wide range of temperatures available in Bahrain over a year, like January 1st until December 31st. It can be 15 degrees centigrade or it can be 55 degrees centigrade. You have to select the temperature wisely, underline wisely, such a way that your solar heat engine should work for any temperature in Bahrain over the year. So this is one of the assumptions. Like that, you have to show all the required assumptions for this analysis. Then you will show the technical description of the power plant that includes solar collector, panels, etc. with some neat diagram. You will have to show some information on the comparison of ideal heat engine and actual heat engine. How do these ideal heat engine work and actual heat engine work? Then you will find out by considering the solar collector, or you can say this step will be something like here. If I say this step will be like that. You will show some recommendations with the proper justification of the selection of solar plate type suitable for the analysis. So, whenever you are selecting something, you must show the selection matrix for three different types of solar collectors, three different types of solar collectors with the minimum three parameters for comparison. From that solar selection matrix, you must show what is your conclusion from the selection matrix, or what type of collector you are suggesting for this analysis with a proper valid justification. Once your solar collector is selected, you will have to find you have to estimate the area of the plate by considering suitable technical data of the solar collector that we have already chosen. Area in the sense you will have to show the area required for the ideal heat engine type and actual heat engine type, and you will have to compare these two heat engines, ideal case and actual case, in all the parameters, like what is the minimum area requirement for ideal case and actual case, what is efficiency here, and what are other parameters that you want to, what is the heat supplied in ideal case and actual case, etc., etc. All these things you have to show in this analysis. Finally, you will have to show if solar energy can be used for running any heat engine in Bahrain or not, with proper justification. This is all about that given task. With respect to assessment details, it is individual assignment. 30% is the final grade, and late rule policy is applied. You will submit a soft copy until Moodle. The due date is 26th March, Tuesday, 4 p.m. There is a reset rule applied, and there is no must pass, and all the 4 learning outcomes will be assessed. None, you just go through all these points to be considered in preparing your report. Like, all the assumptions will be in one page or maximum 150 words, whichever comes first. Theoretical background will be 2 pages. Analysis will be 3 pages. Conclusion recommendations will be 1 page. Justification will be 1 page. So total 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 7, and 1, 8. Total 8 pages and 1 cover page. Cover page will be like this. You will have to fill all these details. Such as your learner ID, date submitted, learner name, program, then your lecturer name, and your signature, digital signature here, and that's it. So one cover sheet and total 8 pages. After that, references, there is no limit for providing number of references. Minimum should be there, and it is not at all mandatory. But minimum references should be provided. There is no limit for providing references. Even appendices also, if you want to provide more appendices, you can provide. But it is not at all mandatory, and there is no limit also. Your report will be considered only up to this point, up to 5. Then please follow this format. For preparing the report. And all these 5 components of the rubric will be evaluated based on this. Assumptions are given 10% weightage. Your theoretical background will be 20%. Analysis will be 40%. Conclusion recommendation will be 15%. Justification will be 15%. And please go through this rubric before you start your preparation on the report. Thank you.